Good day, YouTube. It is actually not my normal practice to come on at this hour, number two, to actually stream live here on YouTube. However, I felt as if I've neglected you all a little bit. So, versus uploading old shows, I decided that I would actually upload a show that was live, that we're doing live. So, you can comment and be a part of the show. I am Warren L. Booker Jr., the host of the soon to be internationally known Webcast, the Potluck. And as usual, I will start off with an appetizer. And the appetizer is stop visiting people who don't visit you. Stop calling people who don't call you. And stop forcing broken connections. Again, stop visiting people who don't visit you. Stop calling people who don't call you. Stop forcing broken connections. Now, I'm not saying don't check on individuals who may need help, or if you have a friend that is all of a sudden, just kind of changing or not talking, try to reach out to them and do the best that you can. I'm not saying don't do that, but there are some people who don't want to be your friends. There are some people that you have outgrown and you're still trying to force that connection. Sometimes people grow apart, things change, seasons change, and relationships change. The book of Kabbalah for today is If You Don't Take Care of You, Whose Responsibility Is It? If you don't take care of you, whose responsibility is it? And the answer is it's your responsibility. You are responsible for you. Don't let people make decisions that can actually impact and affect your life. Alrighty, so there's a video floating around on social media, and I call her the school board lady. And she pretty much let the superintendent and the school board have it, so I'm going to share that with you. Let's listen up to her.
Mr. Robinson, my name is Edith Pride, Boca Raton Elementary. I listened to you, and gone girl, you was good. But I'm going to do what you said. So y'all know I have my pages all typed up big to read. And I won't read the first 4 pages. But I will, because I can do it in my 3 minutes. But I'm going to start on my last 2 pages. Dr. Fenoy, I haven't had a problem with you because I'll tell it to you in this meeting or in front of your face. However, yesterday I heard that message, and I was mad. I heard it, and I had had enough. You took this job as superintendent of a major county. That means all fiascos stop with you. Sometimes you and your people, but at all times with you. Period. How dare you bark at teachers like we are wild, crazy children raised in woods by wolves. Teachers, this teacher did not tell any principal to change their master schedule. And principals have always run their schools. But no school can run without a teacher, and we wish you had confidence in us, because you didn't say that yesterday. You were just on the road. Teachers have never lost sight of their students along anyway. That's the district. Let us not confuse the two. Your tone was harsh, snappy, and some of the things that you said anger myself and other teachers. I am requesting, Dr. Fenoy, that you take that same tone and that snappiness and send a message to the parents. These are some of the suggestions, statements, and directions you can feel free to use to give the parents of virtual students. Number 1, please, parents, wake your children up early enough to feed them and get them dressed for school. Also, make sure your child has the book, pencil, and paper when they sit in front of the computers. No laying down in the bed. Number 2, parents, please make sure that you have on proper clothing when you're walking in front or behind the child's computer. Because we done seen them in their drawers, the bra, and everything else. All right, remember, all children are on the computers and can hear your conversation. So please try to use proper language. No cussing, because if I say just no profanity, they may not know what profanity is. So no cussing, they know what that is. And number 4, parents, when you're helping your children at the computer, please do not appear with big joints in your hands and cigarettes. The joint be big as a cigar. Oh yes, we done seen it all. Please have that in your hand and in your mouth. Number 5, parents, please understand that your child is in class, and the parents should not stay in the picture and make silly face behind the child's face. This the parent. Why are you trying to teach in your class? That's what you need to tell these parents what to do. Remember, all children are on the computer and they can, wait. Parents, please understand your child is in class. And parents should not just after finish. Wait, let me finish my lesson.
Go
Okay?
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, parents, let your children know that make sure the children return to the class after fine arts and lunch. Plan and because they don't come back. And then, so how do you count that? Is that a whole day of clergy after what? Parents, the school day starts at 8 o'clock and it ends at 2. Not 8:15, not 9:30, not 10 o'clock while the child is in his pajamas and then he's trying to eat cereal and can't pay attention. Also, make sure the children have on underclothes because we've had them show up. The little girls got their nightgowns on, put their knees in the chair, no panties, and the boys just walk around in panties. Please make sure. These are the things you need to tell them and put some clothes on. Remember, teachers, y'all can't pay us what we have earned. What? No, wait. It's been so long since I said it, but wait, give me a minute. Pay teachers what we have earned because y'all can't pay us what we are worth. Remember that when it's time to get the money right, okay? Okay? You heard what I said. But one day it's going to come when we can talk about the rest of this, all right, Dr. Ross? Okay?
Okay, there you have it. There you have it. She said what she said and she meant it. She basically told them, keep the same energy while you're snapping us. And because sometimes people that are professional can get nice nasty. Keep that same energy and protect our kids because one key thing that she said, and coming from an educator standpoint, when she stated that pay us what we earn because you can't pay us what we're worth. And that was a powerful statement. And you have to be mindful, even though you're at home, you are still in school. Choose a good environment. Be aware of what's going on in your environment, which I do realize sometimes children cannot control their environment. They didn't choose their parents. They didn't choose their home. They can't even afford one. But parents, be mindful. She mentioned about the big joints and the kids not being dressed properly. And as an educator, I require my students to get on camera and also to be dressed. No do-rags, no scarves, so on and so forth, because school is your job. And I can't come to work like that. And I should be an example, and I'm training you for your job. So while what she was saying was funny, it actually, I mean, there is a lot of truth to what she is saying. So I do applaud her on that. And here's a picture of myself. I'm at work doing virtual lessons while I have in-person students. So again, it's something new. We're adjusting to it. To be truthful, I was not sure if I would like it or if I could do it or if it would be, and I'm not saying it's just super easy because it's almost like you're a new teacher again because you're having to readjust all of your lessons and find out creative ways in which students can enjoy them. And also, while we think we're doing something with all these Zoom meetings and there's something new, they've been doing it. The Brady Bunch been doing it. It's nothing new. And I never thought about when I did my first Zoom call that it reminded me of the Brady Bunch with everybody in a little box. But again, there's nothing new under the sun. And that was just simply proven by that. So make sure that you're aware of what's going on with your children. Make sure you're aware of the environment that they're in, that they're getting a quality education, that they're getting meaningful lessons. Make sure, just check the environment. Ask your kids, what is it like when they go to school? Are they being put in a closet or are they just being thrown, in a big room with a lot of people and not having any interaction with teachers? You should be involved. You are a parent. You are your children's or your child first teacher. So make sure that they're taken care of. Also, with speaking of that, I have to talk about masks. This is a mask that I have. I am so tired of seeing this. Some people even go even farther. I don't know. I guess it's catching. I don't know what that's protecting. To me, what this says is I just got this on, and if I need it, or if my supervisor comes around, I have it close enough that I can pull it up. Or they say that we have to wear these, so I'm just going to do it. This right here is just, I don't know, maybe you're trying to keep, I don't know, dandruff from falling from your beard, or just trying to hold your beard up. This, I guess at this level, you're saying my breath stinks, so I really don't want to kill y'all with the way that my breath smells, so I'm going to protect you from that. But forget COVID-19. And then people right here on the edge of the nose, you're not stopping nothing. And when you talk, as you can see, it's gradually going down. It's right there just covering your lips. People, this is the proper way to wear your mask. And with me wearing glasses, I'm able to kind of secure it a little more. But just put it on there. Sometimes mine is so far, I mean, it's almost like it covers my eyes. When I blink, I can feel it. But guess what? I'm simply trying to be protected. And that's important. It won't change until we change. So we have to make sure that we're doing the things that are necessary to make sure that we are protected. And that's very, 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 very important. So please, ma'am, please, sir, be mindful of that. Stop being dumb. I mean, I say maybe people don't know, but there's been enough examples. There are pictograms and all around. You're just being selfish and you're acting dumb. Yes, it's uncomfortable. No, it's not comfortable. But it's something that we have to do. All right. So moving on to our next topic, we have my friend. Well, she's not my friend, but I was introduced to her a little while back to her and Joe Exotic not long ago. And of course, most people have watched Tiger King, and now Carol is on Dancing with the Stars, moving like a skeleton on the dance floor. I will say this week it was a little better. However, there's also a lawsuit that is pending against her. So a lot of people believe that she was the one that murdered her husband. I can't say yay or nay. However, there is a lawsuit now that is going on about that. And again, tonight on the ID channel, there is a documentary called Joe Exotic, Tigers, Lies, and Cover-Ups that will be coming on the ID channel. So if you get a chance, make sure that you tune into that. And Joe is still locked up, so we will see what comes of that. The next thing that we are moving to is actually voting. It's important that you vote. It's very important that you vote. You can go to vote.org, and that's VOTE, Victor, Ocean, Tom, Edward.org, vote.org, and you can check your registration. You just simply enter your name and some information, and it will let you know whether you register to vote or whether or not you're registered to vote. Also, it's important that you find out your voting site. Some of those have changed, so it's important that you find the information out. But one thing here for Pulaski County, and that's what this is for, for Arkansas, for the state of Arkansas, the last day to register to vote, if you're not registered, is October 5th in person. And also, if you're doing it by mail, it has to be postmarked, meaning it has to be at the post office before it closes by October 5th. So make sure that you do that. Also, for Arkansas, again, for the absentee ballot, your request has to be done by October 27th, or it can be requested October 27th, and return by November 3rd by mail, and also return in person by November 2nd by close of business, which most businesses close between 4, 4:30, and sometimes 5. Also, early voting in Arkansas begins October the 19th through November the 2nd. But the dates and hours may vary based on where you live. So be mindful of that and check that information out, because you do want to be included in that number, because it is imperative that we vote. It is imperative that we vote. I know people have their own points of views about it. However, people died so that you can have that right. So it's important that you exercise that. I mean, we some people say it doesn't mean nothing. We have the electoral college. However, people, there are a lot of things that we do that people are going to make a decision anyway. And you think that you have power, and we do it anyway. So I'm not saying that that's the case with voting, but that's how some people feel. But again, people, we must vote. There's some people getting nervous. That's why they're trying every tactic that they can to try to discourage us. But we cannot be discouraged. We have to make sure that we get out there and vote. Okay, our next thing that we're going to talk about, we all know that Deion Sanders has been named the head coach of Jackson State University down in Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi. So to bring him in, he has been celebrated, and I'm going to show a brief snippet of that celebration. right, folks, there you have it. Deion Sanders named the new head coach of Jackson State University. So that is indeed an honor. While I am not a graduate of Jackson State University, I am a proud graduate of the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, the no excuse flagship of the Delta, become a part of the Pride University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, the no excuse university. However, I feel as if I am connected to this due to the fact it is a historically black college or university, and I celebrate that. Things don't always have to happen to me or my family for me to be proud or for me to celebrate. Nobody got time to be hate. So, with that being said, people be positive. Stop being negative. I saw this post and I was actually kind of offended by it because someone was trying to celebrate the former coach. While this person may have done a great job, and if he's going to be able to do it, what are his coaching skills like? Come on, people, stop being negative. Get out of the bucket with those crabs and stop trying to pull people down. Celebrate one another. Thank whoever this person is, the former coach that did what you did. But this is not your time. This is now a new season, and I'm not saying that he did this, but let's move on. Also, support HBCU. Support historically black colleges and universities. We have so many people that are against those, and truth be told, they're really not pushed to a lot of high school students, so it is going to be up to us to do that. Again, I am a proud two-time graduate, and I feel as if I am prepared and I can compete against any person that may have graduated from what some may consider the Ivy League or I guess a top-notch school or university. Try me and you will see. Alrighty, so let's stay positive. Doug Williams, great. Thank you for what you've done. But right now the focus is Dion. And that was someone else that posted that. And to me, that was just negative. I applaud both of them. There are people who are doing well, that have done great things. So let's learn to celebrate one another. Now we're going to move on to Breonna Taylor. And of course, that's a topic, we're so tired of our people becoming hashtags, but that seems to be the recurring theme now here in America. However, one thing that was interesting on yesterday, on September 23rd, 1955, Emmett Till's killers were acquitted for his murder. And on September 23rd, 2020, Breonna Taylor's murderers were acquitted. And it makes me wonder, was that ironic or was it on purpose? Because sometimes people that are part of a certain race or organization, they don't know their history, but other people do. And they strategically do things. Just like 9/11 attack. A lot of people didn't think nothing of it, but later it was revealed that's where we call for an emergency. So they created an emergency on 9/11, 911. So there are some people that are two steps ahead. And that's pretty ironic, maybe to some. And then let's move on over here. Here we go. The old Attorney General who is engaged to Mick McConnell's granddaughter. Bought. He has been bought. Trying to justify it. And saying, I'm the black one at the table. I'm the black one at the table. Guess what? If you're the only one at the table, that should spark in you that's a problem. But for some people that don't, they feel privileged and feel advantaged. And as it relates to the charges, the people who live beside her, one officer is being charged with some minor charges for just haphazardly shooting and putting their life at risk. But nothing for the one that was killed. And some people say, well, they should be happy that they got $12 million. But I'm quite sure her parents would rather have her versus a $12 million. And some people even say, well, when they accepted it, they were saying that they were willing to be okay. No, our life is worth more than that. That was for the wrongful death. That has nothing to do with the criminal act. So we have to fix our mindset. We have to fix our mindset and realize our worth. Alrighty. There is a graphic that I have for the next thing, but I'm not going to pull it up because there is actually a curse word in it. And I try my best not to promote those things on this platform. However, it states that the WAP got Meg Thee Stallion shot and Cardi B divorced. So keep listening to that type of music if you want to. So it might be, got a little something on it a little oil that you don't want, because bad things have been happening to those people. And next, my family this week, my Little Rock family, we were actually in a text thread and we were talking about our old cars. And of course, as we started posting pictures of our old cars, and it just made me think about how we're blessed, and the word car just triggers something in me because I like cars for one, but I've had a long 2-year fiasco with one of mine in a year of trying to get it repaired, and I am just now getting a little bit closer. But I want to pull up my first car, which was old Betsy. It was a 1984 Chevrolet Cavalier, and I got her in 1999, so she was old when I got her. But that car definitely has a lot of memories in it, a lot of firsts in it, and it was actually to teach me to be appreciative. I had good cold air. The seats were not torn. It was owned by an older lady, so it was really, really in good shape. And now I can appreciate it. And I realized that sometimes afterwards you appreciate things. And let's see here. Here is my other car, Ebony. I name all my cars. This one is Betsy, and this is Ebony. But Ebony is not doing so well. Ebony is, she has had a heart transplant. She has had seizures. She has had extensive heartburn. She has had limbs removed and now going to be replaced. I literally had to go pick her up in pieces and pick up her limbs and try to put them down. My Ebony was looking like Humpty Dumpty, like she fell on a wall and she had a great fall. And all the Warrens tried to put her back together again, meaning my daddy and myself. And again, I waited a year, and this is the end result. A whole year, and this was the end result. But I won't harp on that because we move forward. This right here is the current condition of her. Now, Ebony, she has been put back together. Her limbs have been reattached. But right now, she has to have some stents put in her heart and she also has to be programmed again because that's just what's required. She has a whole new heart. We finally found a donor. And again, her limbs have been put back on. So that's the update on that. Alrighty, and I know some people are probably saying this man is crazy, sitting up here talking about cars as if they're humans. But think about it. We spend a lot of time in our cars. We spend a lot of time and we spend a lot of money in them, and of course memories. They take us to where we need to be. My car takes me to work, takes me on trips, take me to create memories. So they're very important. And besides, that was one of my dream cars. The BMW Z4 was a car that I've been wanting for a long time and finally got it. And as my co-teacher would say, you're faithful, because again, this has been a long journey, but I've stuck with it, and I'm going to stick with it until I'm extremely tired, and I'm not at that point. So be praying for Ebony. She goes in for her final treatment on October 8th, and hopefully it won't take a year to get that done, and she will be back on the road among all of her other car relatives. And last but not least, here we go. I saw this, I thought it was funny. Of course, this is Jay-Z, and someone has basically photoshopped it. But it was basically saying that this is what teachers back in the day used to look like. Now, teachers now look different. Hey, they look like me, or they may have pink hair. They may have tattoos. And, we're not dressing up like we used to do in suit and like teachers used to do back in the day in suit and tie. So it's definitely a very, very different experience. But as I look at this picture, it seems like this woman's name would be Maxine, and she wear SAS shoes. She would have some glasses hanging down with the little strings around her neck. And then she would wear some perfume that smells brown. Some perfume that smells brown. And I just thought that was funny. So I decided to share that with you. Hopefully you find some humor in that. Make sure that you support HBCUs. Don't be a hater. Let's keep up and see what's going on with Joe Exotic and Carol Baskin. Remember, we're not doing anything new with Zoom. The Brady Bunch was doing Zoom back in the day. We didn't even know. And also remember. Stop visiting people who don't visit you. Stop calling people who don't call you. Stop forcing broken connections. That's very important. And then lastly, our Booker Kebab. If you don't take care of you, who is responsible for taking care of you. So make sure that you take care of you and as well as others by wearing your mask. Make sure that you do that. Be smart about it. Stop being dumb, people. You're being dumb. And also, when you go out and vote, as one of my other viewers over on Facebook stated, be prepared. If you're going to stand in the line, bring some food. If you're diabetic, bring your some sweets and bring your tester, bring masks, bring gloves, bring sanitizer, bring everything that you may need, and be prepared to possibly stay there all day. But it is just that serious. Do not be discouraged from voting because that's what they want. So again, I am Warren L. Booker Jr. and I thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Potluck. Have a great day, be blessed, and remember to protect yourself because COVID-19